Utah BRAWL 300 is a total of 300 miles with over 60,000 feet of vertical gain.
I think it was a combination of Ben and I that came up with the name, and it stands for the River And Wasatch Linkup, because the Bear 100 is in the Bear River mountain range, and then the Wasatch 100's obviously in the Wasatch mountain range.
We added some mileage here and there just to get it closer to that 300 mark, to round it off, to make it just have that 300 feel.
Just kind of the perfect time to throw in a big project, and obviously Ben Light is pretty well known for putting big projects together, so as soon as he was on board, we picked a date shortly after we actually had the route created.
I just think it just makes it more epic, makes it more fun. No one wants to be on a flat road. I've always connected a big adventure with a cause. I had this really strong desire, if we could help an individual. Austin was hit by a car while training for an Ironman and paralyzed from the waist down. I said, I wonder if me and Mike running the BRAWL 300, we could actually raise money and awareness for Austin in order for him to purchase his racing wheelchair. The really cool thing is, at Hiram, Austin was able to come out with his hand cycle and join us.
You know, we had somebody every 10 to 15 miles who was there to crew us, Ben's wife and sometimes my wife.
As our bodies wore down, as our minds wore down with the sleep deprivation, with being hungry, being fatigued, definitely the trails within the Wasatch 100 became more and more brutal, more rocky, more irritable.
Trying to figure it all out. Don't even know what's going on. I don't know how good a footage this is, man.
I just personally took it as one section at a time, and as soon as we left, it was like, okay, we just have another 10 miles to get some food again and possibly take a nap or redo some bandages on our feet.
It was obvious that the quad's just going to continue to cramp extremely, and the downhills were extremely painful. So with roughly 18 miles left of the 300-mile course, I had to go down to more of a walk and a hobble when going downhill, but I wasn't planning on quitting. You're so close to the end, you could practically see the finish from up on the peak. I knew the route. I've done the Wasatch 100 before. I knew what was ahead of us. Anytime that the grade allowed me to go to a jog, I would, and it added an extra about 5 hours to our finish. Mike, as awesome as he was, he pulled back his pace and waited for me, and I gave him the option to just go ahead and run and wait for me at the end, but he's like, we spent 280 miles together, might as well finish together, and we walked it in together.
We've already done 3.5, 4 days together. It'd be silly for me just to go finish by myself and not finish with Ben. I've ran a lot with Ben, and you know, I've seen him in pain before, but that was probably the worst I've seen him in pain, so obviously he was going to finish at that point, but I knew that sticking with him would have made it a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit less hard, so I made up my mind I wanted to finish with him and wanted to help him out as much as I could.
That was pretty awesome of him.
Being able to spend 5 days in the mountains with people that I consider friends, Ben, Dax, my buddy Josh, and then, you know, all those people that met us. So, I mean, overall, just the people that we got to be with was a really big highlight. And then getting to the finish and being able to get into our bed that night.